So, for this video in my success series, I want to talk about being rich or wealthy and what that really means because I think it really depends on where you are in your life and what you feel is lacking. Because let's say if you're having trouble with love or you never really felt secure and confident and comfortable, love could mean wealth, feeling loved, feeling adored, feeling appreciated, and recognizing that within yourself was really the key to being able to see that expression in your external reality, or being able to see people through loving eyes instead of having the expectation that they could hurt you or do something to wrong you. And not being afraid of letting that love in is going to be the key to experiencing that form of wealth. So you could have all the money in the world, but if you feel like you're missing that connection with others or missing friendship, then love could be something that would make you feel like the richest person in the world if you just have those connections of feeling at home and at safe with others, as well as loving yourself, because most people don't realize that the love that you experience with others is a reflection of the relationship within yourself, first and foremost. So, knowing who you are and accepting yourself and being confident is a form of that self love that you really have to be anchored by, and just standing in who you are in order to feel comfortable connecting with everyone else outside of you. Because those assumptions that you have of others is really assumptions based in the identity of who you are. So I think that's important to develop that and see what that looks like in terms of, your thoughts and your mindset and how you carry yourself, to really recognize the love that already exists within you. Obviously, this is about success. So even that, you don't necessarily need to have a lot of money to be successful, but ultimately it depends on your definition of success. If you feel like being successful is just being able to pay your bills, having your friends, your family, working your job, and you're comfortable, and that's just the life that you feel satisfied with, then you could be successful. For someone else, they might be striving to have a certain number in their bank account or a certain amount of income every year. Success can look different to that individual. To them, working a regular job isn't going to feel like they're meeting the achievements or whatever things that they see for themselves. So it's really about your own definition of success, and that feeling of being satisfied and fulfilled that will determine if you feel like you're rich or wealthy. Um, so again, you have to see what your definition of success is, and sometimes you might have to rework that and change it so that it includes where you are right now, so you don't feel like you're lacking or you're missing something, because you can be on your way to achieving something and still hold yourself to a certain standard, or just feel like you're still valuable even though you haven't reached the outcome. You know that you're on your way there, but giving yourself the grace to know that you're still growing and it takes time, but you don't have to beat yourself up for the journey that you're taking to get there, because everybody's success is going to look different. Everybody's journey is going to look different, even if you think you're trying to get the same outcome that others have achieved before you. And then just thinking on the topic of being rich or wealthy, most people will assign that with luxury. So that feeling of, high end, whether it's brand names or just being able to go to, strictly 5-star hotels, whether that's mansions, that could be a form of wealth that some people have within their definition. But you don't have to limit yourself to that. You might assume that those things will make you feel like you're valuable, but then if you don't have those things, it can be easy to judge yourself and be hard on yourself and feel worthless if you feel like, oh, I can't afford that, so then I can't be rich in spirit, or I can't be rich in mind or just in my body and who I am without those things. Because for me, I had purchased a Coach bag, and I had kind of dreamed about having it. It was this white backpack and it had gold on it, and I was thinking, I really want this, feeling like I needed it to have like that feeling of status and value. But after I was able to purchase the bag for myself, I didn't even really feel luxurious. Honestly, I haven't even worn the bag out that much, or sometimes I'd be so self-conscious thinking that people would have opinions of me for having the bag that sometimes I just decide not to even use it. And that made me realize it wasn't about the brand at all. It was about who I was and my ability to have things that I want, or just generally feeling good about myself and choosing to feel wealthy regardless of the things that I had acquired in my life. And that turns me to focus in on just having happiness and the self-awareness that made me feel more wealthy and rich, so to speak, by just deciding to be happy, deciding that I am valuable and worthy because of who I am, not because the things that I achieve, not because the things that I acquire and the possessions that I have. So I realized that being rich doesn't necessarily have to mean that you have all the money in the world, but I think at least having enough to accomplish the things that you want without having to feel like you need to struggle is really what my goal was for that. But obviously, I would like to experience luxury and, go to different places and see the world. So for me, my definition of being rich is at least having the opportunity to do those things. But even if I don't have the money to do so, expand my imagination and my belief that I could still gain access and the resources to do those things, whether people offered it to me for free or if I achieved it myself, maybe through my vlogs and videos, and just having the network to be able to accomplish those things. But ultimately, that started with having the mindset to believe that I was worth it, that I was good enough, and that I identified as somebody who experiences those opportunities instead of being afraid and, so self-conscious when I travel that I don't even actually enjoy myself. So a lot of that, when I really put everything together, made me realize that true wealth and being rich in my mind is really being at peace. It's not conflicting ideas in my mind about whether something is possible or not for me. It's having the confidence to know that I can have anything that I want, and I'm not going to let anxiety or fear or judgments of where I am continue to put me down and help cause me to feel like I can't have things that I want. So it's really just learning to believe in myself and being at peace in my mind, having that alignment that if I say that I want this, my thoughts and feelings are going to align with that so that I believe it's possible. No longer contradicting myself and having doubt and fear and being self-conscious that people would judge me, not even caring what other people think, and focusing on what being wealthy, rich, and successful means to me. So all of these things kind of encompassed prosperity to me, and just having that greater appreciation for life and ultimately your health as well. Because if you don't have your health, you won't even have the energy or the capacity to do all these things, to experience all these things. If you don't have your vision, your breath, your legs, even if you don't have those things, you can still be able to experience it. But at least in my personal experience, I have full mobility. I have what I consider to be ideal health because I can function in my mind, body, and spirit. So it's really bringing everything into alignment and having that appreciation that I can do more than some people can do at this point. So even if I don't have everything that I want, I still am wealthy in most cases, just based on changing my definition of what wealth means to me. So hopefully this helps you reflect on what being rich means to you, it doesn't have to be the same definition for everyone, but I think you can create a definition that would show you that you're already rich and you're already wealthy right here, right now.